Today I'm going to be talking about the place value of decimals. This is video number 2. As always, please remember that our counting system is to the base 10, that when we move in this direction, the value of the numbers get 10 times smaller, and if we go from right to left, the value of the numbers get 10 times larger. 10 times smaller than the number 1 is a tenth. 10 times smaller than a tenth is 100th. And 10 times smaller than 100th is 1,000th. And we spell these 10th with a th at the end. 100th with a th at the end. Don't get mixed up with tens and hundreds, which are here. Tens, hundreds, these are tenths, th and hundredths. These are the fractional parts, the small parts that come between numbers. Equal parts. So let's pretend they do. And I point to one number, and let's say I say this number here. And I ask you what number is represented by the arrow on this number line. Then the first thing you'll have to do is you'll have to count how many lines there are between the whole number 1 and the whole number 2. So already I know it's between 1 and 2. So it's going to be 1 point something on in my headings. Then I have to count how many lines are there altogether between the 1 and the 2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's very handy because that means each of those are tenths. So all I have to do is count where the arrow has landed. It has landed on line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know this is 1 whole and 7 tenths. And that's how I write it as a decimal. What about the next number line? What can you tell me about that? Well, I can see it starts at 14 and it ends at the whole number 15. So we're talking about 14, 15 here, the whole numbers. But of course there are lines in between, which must be the fractional parts. So as always I have to count how many there are altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How handy is that? These must each represent tenths. So I'm going to put my arrow here. What number is the arrow pointing to? Okay. That must be 14.1, 14.2, 14.3, because it's at 3 of the tenths. So I'm going to write that in. That must be 14.3, because that's 14.1 and that's 14.2. This is 14.3. On my number chart, 14 is my whole number, decimal point, 3/10. And last number. Okay, I'm going to draw an arrow here. I'm going to ask you, what's the arrow pointing to? Should be right on that line. Number 22. But remember, count how many lines there are altogether between the whole numbers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, there's only 5 lines. So these can't be 1/10 each. Have you guessed it? Each line, therefore, in this instance, represents 2/10. So that'd be 21.2, 21.4, 21.6, and my arrow would be at 21.8. 21 is 2 tens and 1, 1.8 tenths. So there we have it. 1.7, 14.3, 21.8 are all represented by the arrows, and the decimals show you that they come in between whole numbers. Whole numbers here, decimal point, tenths. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.